Okay, so apparently, guys, that wasn't the end of the game. Hang on, hang on. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock. Both times you beat it off the game. Oh my god, that's scary. A lot of people don't actually set this up seriously. They just leave the clock at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know you care about the experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're saying are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so corrupted, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favourite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. That's pretty cool. How does it know? Did you see that? I'm actually kind of in shock. How does it know? That was crazy. That was crazy. Okay, now I'm going to play the game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others
you missed quite a bit, Luna.
Stanley relished every moment of the
you should have seen what happened before.
He had been made exactly for this job. Stanley was happy. And then one day something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would
You should have dropped everything and joined the stream.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time.
I'll forgive you for this time. You are forgiven for now.
He got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
He got up from his desk and he stepped out of his office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Where is everyone? Where could they possibly be? I can't open these doors.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh god. He entered the door on his left. Did he? What's Stanley gonna do? Oh. Oh. Stanley's a good company man. And Stanley entered the door on his left. I'm in the meeting room.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I feel a wave of disbelief. Okay, let's look at these slides. Let's see if these help. Okay, using slides to ensure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel on all the text. This will ensure a calm and safe work environment. Everyone is unique. You most of all. I am unique. I'm so epic. I'm Stanley. Number of slides on this slide. Charts and slides. Slide. Now that's a pie chart if I've ever seen one. Okay, rates at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Slide chart ratio. Ooh, okay, we're going for this. Rates. Rate of increase. Oh god, oh god. Please, no more charts. I'm making stuff. What is it? Oh god. Boss appreciation minute. On your boss appreciation minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill in the triplicate and train your boss appreciation specialist. Solving interpersonal conflict. Okay. Well, there's nobody in the meeting room. Let's see what's on here. Push for funding. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire the paper guy. Hire someone to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on the topic of blank. Okay, tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agendas. Reflect. Interesting. A lot of percentage. Space between the teenagers. Throw something in the bin. No more trash cans. Ah. Things, money, more money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs about things plus money. We have our new product. What is hot? Dam's mother. Okay, enough of this room. The broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Chris was stuck in here. He was stuck in the broom closet. No one's here. Can I do anything?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Just an empty broom closet. Interesting.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Executive bathroom. It's a peculiar name for a boss. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast. Moody crisp. There's a mirror. Can't see myself though. Extreme bathrooms. Time. Nice. Luna, you're not ready for this. Oh. I can't open the door. It changed. That's crazy. Okay. Well, I've already done this part before, but I was trying to replay what happened the first time. But this door's locked now. That's pretty scary. Okay. Well.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Damn. Guys, I think I gotta do something with this keyboard. But I don't know what the pin is. No, let's start from 0000.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Luna, you got any ideas? 1590, okay. 1590.
2845.
Crap. That's not it, Luna. I'm really scratching my head. Let's try 0001.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
You're right, Luna. 0002. Wait. 0002. Damn. Do you think I gotta go through them all? I've got no clue what this could be. Probably. Okay. This one for sure. 3 is my lucky number, so I think this is it. Ah, damn it. Okay. Well, the room's gotten dark for some reason. I don't know why. But everything else looks the same. This piano's still here. Doesn't work though. This bookshelf's still here. It did turn everything dark. Do you notice anything? I can't see anything. It's all different in the room. What about you, Luna? What about you? Let's look at maybe these paintings. There's a clue. There's got to be a clue. Oh, I'm locked in. Okay. Let me just guess a random number. Whoa! I got it. But what happened? I did it. Guys, I did it. No way. I know. I just guessed. That's why they call me Stanley. That's why they call me Stanley. I am the chosen one. This is why I'm the only one in this damn workplace. Oh my god. There used to be a fireplace here. Oh god, that is scary. Someone get this guy a cup. You're right. Some kind of Stanley cup. You're a genius, Luna. Call me Stanley. Okay. I've got a hunch that I gotta go this way. Just a feeling. Inside my bones. It goes electric, wavy, when I turn it on. Oh god, this is actually kind of scary. Luna, this is above my pay grade. Stanley does not get paid enough to deal with this. What the hell do I do? Ask for a rate. You're right. You're right. You know what? Maybe the boss is here somewhere. Oh god. That was scary. Where am I going? Oh god. Loading, 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 loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Guys, I've got a weird feeling in my chest. Why have I been doing this job for years? I've got a feeling this won't go unanswered for long. Oh god, that was a scary noise.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
This has got to be some kind of joke. This can't be real. The light is on. Call exit. If light is on, call exit 914 immediately. Interesting. What does this say? Escape. I do not have a phone. Luna, Stanley's never been the best at reading, but obviously you're right. There was a French option in the subtitles. I must have clicked it. Escape. Escape. It must be some kind of fancy coffee. I don't know. I think I gotta go here though. I don't drink coffee, so it's all good. Oh, there's a big button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Whoa.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
This is the Incredibles room. I'm gonna get shot by the bulls! The black bulls! No! No! I gotta get out of here! I gotta get out of here! Run! Oh god. There's 3 discs. And now much oh, there's a big button. Let's press the big button.
The monitors jumped to life. Their
Oh
true
lord.
nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
427. That's where I am. That's me. I'm so cool. Let's see what's on my screen. Wait, 427 is that one. I'm 427, guys. That's me, Stanley. I'm special. Especially me. No, it's quite dark in there. I turned the light off when I left because I care. Because I'm special. I wonder what's below me. Ooh, I can press another button. Boop.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Jump. I can't jump. It's almost like I'm being mind controlled. What? No way, right? That can't be true.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Guys, I think I'm going to dismantle the controls once and for all. I've got a weird feeling. Mind control status offline. They can't get me. I'm not being controlled by anyone. Whoa, what is this place? I feel like I shouldn't stand in here. Facility power. Let's turn off the power, guys. Mind controls idle, awaiting inputs. System power.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
I know, this place feels quite nice. I think Stanley was quite happy. Stanley was very happy. I was very happy with my job, he said. Mind control. I'm not sure. What to do. Why would I want anything to change? I'm a company man. I'm a company man. I'm a salaryman. I'm an honest, hard-working salaryman, and I just work for the company. I just work for the man. You know what? I know what we can do. Let's play Eeny, Miny, Mo. Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo. Catch a tiger by its toe. If it wriggles, let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So I don't know if this means I should press this one or I shouldn't press this one. I should have clarified that to start with. Okay, I know what we can do. So off is one. Oh, you're right, do it again. Okay, so now whichever one I land on will be the one I press. Okay, so eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by its toe. If it wriggles, let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Nope. I had a feeling that would happen.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Classic Stanley.
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Wait, but if I step through the open door, aren't I being controlled by this guy? Who is this voice? Who is this mysterious man? But and if I'm Stanley, isn't Ishmael controlling me right now? And who's controlling Ishmael? Oh God, I'll never escape. I gotta get out of here.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new
I think he is
before
controlling
him.
you.
This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Interesting. Well, now we gotta go back to that point and press on and see what happens. Wait. I'm back here. Why am I back here? What's happening? What's happening? No!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Is it all Stanley? Always has been.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What if Stanley didn't enter the door on his left? What if Stanley decided he wanted to go through the door on his right?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I think I want to go to the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
This is a really cool room, guys. I think I could stay here for a while.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
That's a really cool leaf. Don't you think, Luna?
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
And looking at this, that's pretty cool too. The clock
Stanley
doesn't
sat around waiting
move.
for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Stanley should get into painting, and then you could commission Stanley to make you profile pictures and stuff for your Discord, since you need that. This is perfect. All according to plan.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room, and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Infinite Stanley money list. True. More money equals more things, equals more money to buy more things, equals money plus things. Oh, thank you very much, Adam. You're the goat. You're the goat. Okay, so now Stanley can go through this door, but this door looks scary.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, now Adam, I know I've done this before, but this is just a replay for Luna, just to let him know. Okay, well, Stanley's found a new place. This is pretty cool. Warning. Do not jump from the cargo whilst it is in motion. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, £1,000. Penalty for jumping off.
But in
What?
his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Guys, they're gonna find me. $1,000.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, I want to see if. There was another thing I could do.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to... Oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
I was crazy once.
Why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
Crazy?
He thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
What?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
This is crazy.
And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
What? I'm still here.
Stanley began screaming.
Whoa!
Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real.
Hey, definitely not.
Real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
This game is not schizophrenia friendly. This game's scary.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
The best game I've ever played is Sekiro. But this game is pretty good. Also, it's pretty scary. And it's definitely not schizophrenia friendly. Oh my god.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This game is terrifying, Luna. You have no clue.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, so I went left and down. I've been right and down. Okay, let's go left and up again and do something else. Oh, let's press the other button. I know what to do.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided
Oh my god.
to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Guys, they're messing with me. They're messing with me. Do you see this?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What if I go down and it changes this time? I don't want to risk it. I know. This game is crazy. That's a different writing. That's different writing. There are voices in my head, Luna. You gotta help me. When I look down, there's no feet. Oh, and this door opened. Oh my god, this door opened. Oh my god, Luna. What the hell? This is their business strategy. Gun to your head. That is your people. What are they doing to that poor panda? Okay. Do we go up or down? I don't know. Not gonna lie, I'm actually kind of afraid of elevators in real life too. Elevators are scary. So this is... I'm doing this for you guys. Oh god, this is way too loud. This is terrifying. Oh my god. Guys, I do not like this. I wanna get out. Guys. I just don't like elevators at all. This music was scary there. Guys, I think I'm in this elevator forever. This is my worst nightmare. Guys, let me out. Let me out. Let me out. I didn't move. What? Or maybe I did move. This game is scary. I'm not going in the elevator again. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
This is not calming. This music is scary. If I was schizophrenic, this game would make me
feeling soothed and rejuvenated. Stanley
kill myself.
calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
There's more paintings. Is there? I didn't notice. God, this is scary. This is scary, guys. I could not play a horror game. I'd have a heart attack. Loading. Oh god. Guys, this is terrifying. Not even a well, maybe a Roblox one. I mean by myself. I could play it with other people, but by myself it's kind of crazy.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Stanley wants some free coffee. Oh, Stanley does not want some free coffee. You know what? I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that for another guy. Stanley does not want free coffee.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Maybe this is where I get shot by the goo. Maybe this is the goo ending.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I feel like there's some cool Easter eggs in some of these, probably. But I'll never be able to find them, just by...
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
This is terrifying, guys.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls.
Isn't this just the plot of Inside Out? Aren't I just like... I'm just like Joy from Inside Out. Yeah. Yeah, guys, this is not a scary game at all. This is just like Inside Out. This is like if you bundle them all into one. Okay, well this time we're pressing on.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave.
I'm also scared.
If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine.
Oh God.
You are the star.
Guys,
it's
guys,
your
guys.
story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind.
I've got to
What
go
a
to
shame
the...
we have so little
I've got to go
time
to the
left
coffee.
to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk.
How do I get out?
About me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
I have no idea where to go.
You saw that timer, that something in this room was capable of turning it off. I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? one solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
What the hell?
Stanley, you're in for quite
What the
a
hell do I do?
disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you...
This is terror. This is hard, guys. I have no idea what to do.
Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing.
Guys, I do not got this.
Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me. All
Guys.
part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second.
I want to spend my last moments with you guys.
From the moment we fade in until
Stanley
the moment I
appreciates you.
say, happily ever after.
No. Rip. The end is never. Okay. Guys, okay, I gotta figure it out. I gotta figure it out. There's no voice this time.
When Stanley came
Oh,
to
there
a
is.
set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, let's go right this time.
The correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who's her? Who's her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Oh god, that is terrifying. I do not want to go through a black door. I'm gonna have some... Oh god, that's scary. Guys, you gotta help me here. This is awful. Come on, guys, give me some words of encouragement. Push me forward. Walk into the light. There is no light. It's only dark. It's only dark. It's just black. Okay, okay. I believe in you, Luna. Oh god.
That's her, Stanley.
Oh god.
You need to be the one to do...
What just happened? What just happened? What did I do? Did I just flashbang you guys?
Oh,
Oh my...
Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go.
Sorry, you got...
All right, now,
sorry.
I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Oh god.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
That's terrifying.
Sorry, But you're in my story now.
Nuh-uh. What? This game is scary.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
I don't want to press square. Or I can crouch. Maybe I do have to press square.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
It's gonna make me... This... I hate this man. I hate this guy so much. What if I don't press it? What if I just press nothing? That's what I'm thinking, but I also don't want to wait for 10 years. It doesn't seem like I have a choice. But there's always a choice. There's always a choice. Oh, who
Look at
cares?
him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
This game is whatever the opposite of schizophrenia friendly is. This game is schizophrenia enemy. This is enemy number one if you've got schizophrenia. This will give you schizophrenia.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
He's making fun of me. He's making fun of me.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always
Oh my
has.
God.
Nothing has changed.
I know exactly what's going to happen.
The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one.
I'm going to press buttons and then I'm just going to wake up in my office again. It's just a loop.
And I'm trying to
It's
tell
just a
you
loop.
that in this world he can never be anything but an observer.
That's not true.
That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
This game is pretty scary. But I can beat him. I can beat him. I think so, yeah. Okay, so... Oh god. Okay, so I know what happens when I press on and off.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm determined to be this guy.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Me too. Do I go down?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Down's never a good idea. Down's never a good idea. I know. I can't believe they did this to him. Okay, guys. I'm doing this for your sake. Wish me luck. I think so. I think you're right. I'll pretend I'm in your arms. That's my happy place. Okay, the elevator is a waste of time. It's just there to scare me.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
I wonder how long this goes on for. It changes. There must be a way. There must be.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, The truth was that at the end of this hall, but of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for. Nope, still on board with death.
Oh god, that is scary. You know what? Stanley's not a coward. Maybe Stanley is a bit... maybe he's... No. God, this is terrifying.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Oh god, it's not... It's... Oh god, this game is scary. I don't know if I can do this.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Oh, this is the whole map. This is the whole level. This is crazy. I don't know. I don't know. This doesn't feel like a win. I feel like the win is killing the voice in my head. Okay, this is something to do with the bomb. They might be. Let's go left. the action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realised shortly after starting to build it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game, plus some people interpret it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. What? This game is insane. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use those for further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. Oh god. What is this? What is Stanley's last name? This game is scary. I don't like it. I'm getting nightmares. Yeah, that's fair. Oh god, what is this?
Push the number 4. Stanley jumped into the river. Where were all of his co-workers? Oh, I don't know. How about that?
Okay. You know what? We got this. Actually, I'm actually quite tired, so I might go to sleep. But I'll be back with this soon. Not tomorrow. Probably next week when I'm back, because I'll be going back to uni tomorrow. But I'll kill this narrator if it's the last thing I ever do. Thank you for joining me. That was very fun, but also very scary. Good night, guys.